a DIY dog bath idea. I have a relationship with SmugMug, Amazon, MPB and AllPowers. I know referral fees if you use my links in the video description below. So what I've actually done here is I've got my 6x4 shed, and put what's actually called a mop sink into my shed, and it's a dead basic, as basic as it comes. Bucket is going to catch the water. There's no water supply, there's no drain, and there's no electricity. Okay. I did another video about the Mud Daddy. I really like the Mud Daddy. I've got two. Both got water in there. Mud Daddy, you put warm water in, not boiling hot. You can wash your dog anywhere. Back of the car. Anywhere where you want. There's nothing wrong with that. But in my opinion, when it's freezing cold, it is not a good idea to stand outside bathing your dog with a Mud Daddy. Which is why I've turned this into a bathing area for my one dog who's barking. Hang on. Right, the dog was stood out there getting wet. He can stop in here with me a minute. So, it's a little bit tight in here. I've got a dog grooming salon up the road. I've got the hydro bath. I've got a hydraulic table. Everything is set up perfectly for grooming setters, including this dog. But it's not always convenient, especially in the winter time, when the dog gets filthy underneath and is nothing more than a mop and needs just washing underneath. And I say I'm not doing it outside. Like today it is raining, the dog has to go for a walk. He was going for a walk, whatever. So we're going to go for a walk in an hour, and I'm going to try this out because I've not tried it out. So you're about to see how it's going to work. But Buzzy, what I'm wanting to do, or what I've set this up for, is to be able to bath the dog and dry the dog in here. With no electric, no water and no drain. So what I've got and what I've done, first of all I lined the shed. The 6x4 shed was lined, and then I got 3 half pallets, so a couple of pallets, cut them in half, which is what the bath is, well, to call it the dog bath. What the bath is stood on is 3 half pallets. I cut a hole, it was a bit of a guess. I knew how wide that mop sink was. A guess as to where the hole was going to go within the pallet, and the pallets are 60 wide, because what I've done is gone within the shed frame to be able to screw things to, to the shed, to the actual frame. Now what I've not done, is bolted any of the stand for the bath to the walls, because I think, to be honest, the shed will come down, which is why it stood on pallets. Then I put a piece of wood on top of the pallets. I put the tongue and groove round, just so I could wipe it down easier. And I mean, I've like lining the shed. Well, first time with the jigsaw. It's covered that hole up basically. All right, I've used the same stuff, OSB loft boards for the floor, so the whole thing is lined apart from the roof, which it'll do. Right, then I've glossed it, put a hole in that board, put these sides up, just to more contain the bath and the dog. This is actually really light, but it is quite solid. It's not fixed in. It does come with 15 centimetre feet if you wanted to use it that way. What I like about it is we've got a proper drain to the actual sink, whatever you want to call it. It is only 40 centimetres wide though, and I've taken the measurements from the hydro bath, which is 60 wide. This actually, what I've done, this little section, although it's a small shed, is about the size of the hydro bath. You could put a shower tray in. This is just what I've done. Now these I've bought from Red Cape. I'll put the link below. Don't get nothing for telling you that. These are about £6 each, and they stick like glue. They're just suckers, which is what I'm going to attach the dog to. And the bathing restraint, again from Red Cape. the height of this has just purposely been made for my one dog. Let me bring the camera down. Now the height from here to here is 50 centimetres, purposely, because that is pretty much what the hydro bath is. And the hydro bath, you will take the door off and get the dog in. I have left that lip there for me to put the dog's feet on there and get him in. Okay? Yeah, so the dog, he's not been in it yet. His feet are going to go on there, and I'm going to push him into the bath and attach him. And he's not going to go nowhere because I'm here. He's almost boxed in. And the awkward bit, you make any DIY dog bath, and I guarantee you're going to be in some pain, some way, shape or form, from bathing a dog out of some makeshift bath. And how I've set this up is that, well, when I come to wash him underneath, I can be pretty much stood up straight. I've not got to bend down. If you take that any lower, for me, for my dog, your dog might be a tiny dog and you'll want it even higher. For me, for my dog, 50 centimetres is about right to bath him underneath, and if I do want to bath the whole of the dog, it's still at the right height. And all I'm going to do is, there's no all about it, lift him out. That's going to be the job out of here, because this is too high for him to just jump out himself. I'm not having him doing that. So, I'm going to take him for a walk. Hang on, electricity. Because I said I'm going to dry him. I'm going to bath him in here, underneath, because it's perfect out there today for getting shit up. I'm going to wash him underneath, but I'm also going to dry him in here. I've got a blaster, and I've got this. I've got the AllPowers solar generator kit, which I've charged up by plugging into the mains electric, because the solar panels are not going to charge up that in this weather, in winter. But basically I'm going to get free electric when the sun comes out, which is this mega power kit. And bear in mind, when you plug anything like a dog blaster or a hairdryer of some kind into any kind of electric, it's going to eat it. So I'll be intrigued to know how many minutes I'm going to get out of this fully charged. R600 is the one I've got, and it's just mega. You can charge anything. You've got wireless pods to put your phones on. I love it, absolutely love it, and it's going to work in here rather than having a plug socket or an extension lead in or anything like that. I just want it as simple as possible, because I still may buy a hydro bath to have down the house, depending how this goes. For the lights, I've got solar lights. I've had those for years, so they've just moved in. They work, and then I've got an extra light which is plugged in to this, which it's not even saying it's taking any power at all, having that light in. Where it says zero output, it's not taking nothing out this power station, as I call it. They do different ones. I'll put the link below. I just absolutely love it. Brilliant. So there we go. I'm going to go and take the dog for a walk, and then we're going to bath the dog. One other thing, just washing the dog underneath, which is why I've got two. You could put shampoo in one and hot water to wash the dog, and then rinse the dog off with another one. This is just what I'm doing. You might have a shower. But what I'm going to do today is an Evian bottle. I've got some shampoo in there, and when I come back I'm going to put warm water in there as a squirty. You'll see when I do it. Right, we're going for a walk. I'm coming back. So we went for our walk, and Buzzy got wet and dirty because it's raining, and it's quite a while since I did the little bit of video before to bathing him in my bath, and guess what? It didn't fall to pieces. No. After you've seen how I've made it, I'm so happy, because I've actually bathed the dog at home in my DIY dog bath idea, and it's worked. It's worked. The mud daddy was fine. The step, I thought, put his feet on the step, push him into the bath, worked. The red cape things came off, but I think they need a bit of water on to properly sucker them on. But he's so good in the bath anyway. He just stands there. He just managed to turn around because it's quite tight, only being 40 centimetres wide. It's quite narrow in there, but I knew he would just fit in. And I say it is completely designed for this dog, height-wise and everything, it was fine in there. It was actually quite luxurious in there for it to be stood in a shed. It really was. It was absolutely fine. The Mud Daddy, for me, is almost a poor man's equivalent to the hydro bath. And what I mean by that is the hydro bath has a perfect temperature water, and you can do exactly the same within a Mud Daddy. Put the perfect temperature water in there and you are ready to go. If you have an electric shower, a mixer tap or anything like that, you can stand there for ages trying to get the water pressure right, the temperature right, waste loads of water, waste loads of time, waste loads of electric. You're just ready to go. Ready to go with a Mud Daddy, but you do not have a lot of pressure. And don't mistake, I've got a power head, the £45, or you can have the standard shower head, what comes on a Mud Daddy. I actually think the standard one is better than the power head. Do not mistake the power head for a powerful head, which is what I did by buying the automatic power head, which I have to charge up on a USB thing. It's more powerful. It's not at all. I actually think it's less powerful, but it's easier because you don't have to pump the water, press a button and hold it down to wash the dog, and then keep repeating. With the power head, you just press a button and the water keeps coming out. But it is a slow, steady process. But I'm so used to a hydro bath, what's like a jet wash. There's no other word. And I know I keep pushing the hydro bath. I get nothing for telling you about that. But it is worth every single penny. It might be £3,000 now, but it is worth every penny. But for what I've done out there and for what I need, the Mud Daddy is fine. It's probably took me 5 times longer to bath him underneath out there than it would the hydro bath, but I can do it within probably 3 minutes, him underneath in the grooming room compared to out here. But I'd still rather do it out here because I can get on with other things and it's more convenient. When it came to the dog blaster, well, I think I'd said that this is a simple way of getting electric. For me, basically I wanted this a year ago, and my low buy, no buy I'm doing. Rules, number 1, think before you buy. I've thought about this for a year. And what I actually did, I mentioned MPB at the beginning. MPB, you can trade in old camera gear. Well, that's basically what I did. I traded in a lens and got the money to then buy this. So in a way, I didn't part with any money. Of course I bought it, but I didn't part with any money. I got rid of something to buy this. But it's actually going to give me free electric when the sun comes out and I can use the solar panels with it. But what I've done is got my blaster from the grooming room and tried it in here because this is only an 1800 watt output. So a 2800 watt dog blaster on full blast is probably going to not blow it up, but it's going to surge and it's not got enough power to power it on full power. And I knew by turning the blaster down, I should be able to use a blaster on half power, and I was right. So I bought a new one, a brand new blaster, which is quieter, because quite a lot of you who come to me with these setters have bought the pink blaster, which you're all dead happy with, setter people, for 48 quid. But I bought a new white one because it's quieter, and that was running out of this at about 1400 watts, 1500 watts on half power with the heat on. Because all different settings, once you get one of these, you'll see what all your appliances, actually, how much electrics they eat. And a dog hairdryer or any hairdryer eats electric, especially on full power. Or on half power, I took this out on 97% and it's on 64. I could have fully dried that dog out there. But just the way the bath is, how narrow it is and the sides, it was becoming a little bit awkward to get right down near his feet to dry his pasterns and his hocks, which you could easily do with a towel anyway. But yeah, it was pretty much dry, and then I brought him in and just finished him off on the floor in the hall, which he likes doing anyway. We've done that a couple of days this week when I've not been in there because it wasn't finished. I just sat him down in the hall and used the hairdryer because he's so good now at being done. So that's how we finished up. But another option, before I bought this, trying to do everything cheaply out there, was a cordless hairdryer. I thought if I have a cordless hairdryer and a Mud Daddy, I don't need water and electric putting out there again. I got this from Amazon for £47 and it was the biggest load of rubbish I've ever bought. It doesn't even blow my hair. It is useless. Which then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to buy that. I bought that November time. I bought this before Christmas. Just before Christmas, and it arrived Christmas Eve, which was my Christmas present, sort of. So, I'm dead impressed with that because it's going to do the job I want it to do, which is wash the dog underneath. That's my idea. It's not going to work for everybody. No, it's not. A lady the other day came in with a dog and she said, I was telling her what I was doing outside, and she said, my friend, she went to a friend's house who's got a really big kitchen, and she said, come and look here. And she opened a cupboard within the kitchen units, and there was a dog bath and a shower all in with the cupboard because she's got a small dog. So people have got all different ideas for cleaning the dogs themselves, just like I have. And I've done mine in the shed, and it's worked. It really has worked. I've got a little heater, which I can run out of here. Again, different settings to keep it right, but keep the chill off the air. We didn't even need to put the heater on in there tonight. It was absolutely fine. So yeah, I'm really impressed with myself and my idea. Really am. That has cost about £500 to do, but 180 of that was lining the shed. The bath was £180. The tongue and groove wood was £47. The floor was from Tesco, direct, online. A pack of 10 tiles, 5 black, 5 white, 15 quid. I bought 2 packs. And I've not actually bought anything out. Oh, I bought the pictures. I took the pictures, the photos, but then they are actually plastic signs, which I've got in the dog grooming salon. The photos of my dogs in the grooming salon. That's what they are. £77 they cost. And that's it, really. The rest of the stuff, the cupboard, was actually an under the sink cupboard, what the AllPowers power station sat on. It was an under the sink cupboard, which I'd chucked out ages ago, but put it in the grooming salon toilet and just brought it back out, and I did it up. That was free. The table I already had. So it's not actually cost that much. It's not cost that much at all, I don't think, to have a dog bathing area out there. So that's it. And it's probably worked so well because I've had so many years of having awful setups that I knew exactly what I wanted. So just bear in mind how you want to stand when you're doing your dog and how big your dog is and whether your dog can get in, or that's sort of the way to work it. What's going to work best for you. And because I've only got one dog, it's really tweaked up for him. The thing I would change is how I've got the hole for the drain. I may make it bigger so I can push the bath right back against the wall, as that was the first time I've used it. Right back against the wall, and then he's got more space on that step, and he might even be able to step out, and it'll be easier to get him out the bath because I did have to lift him out. He didn't actually like being lifted that high over, but there's no other way of getting him out. But he would, I know he would step out. He'd get used to stepping out if it was wider, that step. And there's one other thing I was going to say. I can't remember now. But yeah, very good. And did you see how dirty the water was? That's what I was going to say. How filthy that water was, which is what would be coming in your house and dropping off him. Or dropping off your dog. If you don't rinse them. That's what creates the dust, that filthy filth. I had a lady the other day come in. She got a setter. And I said, what do you use to clean the dog? She says, we don't. They don't look dirty. I thought, well, that's what you think. That is exactly why I've done that. It is when the dog lives inside. Right, there we go. That is my DIY dog bath idea.